Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is based off Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, an installment of the Japanese Super Sentai series, parodied in Dino Thunder's Lost in Translation. This episode reminds me of how Power Rangers was originally an Eastern project adapted into the West. This episode makes me reminiscent of a scene from Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee's worst Hollywood starring movie. Bruce Lee sees two praying mantises fight each other and bets on the smaller one. Roper scoffs at this. At the beginning of the episode, an Eastern variation of Go-Go Power Rangers is played. After training with Tao of VR Troopers in Praying Mantis Kung Fu, Trini has to of course fight a Praying Mantis. The theme of honor in a martial arts episode reminds me of tamed Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury, where Bruce Lee uses his Kung Fu to combat the Japanese in their karate. The Cobra Kai is versus Daniel LaRusso, Jean-Claude Van Damme having salt thrown in his eyes and blood sport, or even Han from Enter the Dragon being expelled from the school for breaking a code of conduct, fighting with equal numbers and no sneak attacks. The cliche of honor of fighting mano a mano, or outnumbering a monster like the Power Rangers normally do. Having this episode as episode 46 is in the series is quite questionable. The Rangers should know not to trust the monster out to battle. The monster almost always wants to destroy the Power Rangers, not to mention the world every day. I know this is Power Rangers not about realism, but how did Trini have a chance to defeat the Praying Mantis by herself? Having a Praying Mantis rookie who in the beginning of the episode has difficulty following Tao Chong's demonstration should have difficulty, versus an actual Praying Mantis monster known for Praying Mantis Kung Fu. It should be almost impossible for her to defeat unless she tries different martial arts styles or something. Also, when the Rangers go to back up Trini, the parties that went to ambush her and the Rangers are almost nowhere near to be found, again giving the Rangers the advantage. Trini should have stayed with the Rangers, much like Han should have shot first against Greedo in Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
Check out the bug food. Bug food. That's dopey. Yeah. Hey. Think of this. If we find a bug to imitate, then we can charge people a major moolah to teach them how to do it. Cool. Hey, yeah.
As for Bulk and Skull, with Diet Ranger's Dragon Fist Crane style and this episode's Praying Mantis Kung Fu, Bulk and Skull decide to go for an animal of their own to base their martial arts on. What they choose? Dragon Zord Finger Missile Fu, Tyrannosaurus Claws,
You're not the only bug foo expert in town anymore. My partner and I are the newest and only masters of the mystical cockroach.
If someone hated purists and were to re-air or re-show the episodes with remastered effects, I would highly recommend putting this episode in the beginning of the series. There's no Dragonzord or Titanis footage. Billy doesn't really fight in this episode. If that bothers you, you can edit out the few seconds that he actually does fight. It goes with the teamwork aspect of the show, supposedly in teamwork and oppressing engagement. I rate this episode a character development filler. Trini and the audience acknowledge that naivety is her flaw, but honor is not. See you next time at my Return of an Old Friend review.
Trini, don't be so hard on yourself. We're gonna get the Mantis.
I know. But wouldn't it have been more honorable just to face him alone?
Hey, it was a monster bug, man. No way.